I want to know how you got trafficked or sucked into a child trafficking ring.
Yeah. So, well, we'll explain how it went down first and then how it gets to being called trafficking. So, yeah, my dad came down to Mexico. And on top of that, he's being really nice. And I'm like, what
Red
the
flags.
fuck is going on here? Like, it took me to the bar. And remember, I'm like 14, right?
Okay.
Buying me drinks. Like, I'm just like, this is just weird. I was like, whatever, I'll just go along with it. And then when we were flying home, they were like, oh, there's this like big festival in this town. Like, let's do a layover there and get a hotel and spend the night. And everyone's going to dance through the streets and all this stuff. And I was just like, had my probably like a Discman back then or whatever it was, music on, ignoring them. I'm like, whatever, I'll just stay in the hotel. You guys do your thing. So we landed. I didn't even know, I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't even know what city we were in. And we were picked up in this van and we were driving, and then I'm just not paying attention. I'm listening to my music. It was really late at night. It was like midnight, I think. We get to this like big long wall and these gates. They're like, oh, I think this is the hotel. And again, I'm just not even paying attention, just doing my thing. And we drive in and my parents get out and I'm just not even looking around. And all of a sudden these like two huge guys get in and they're like, hey, you're here now. You need to come with us. You're not going home. And I was like, what? I like look up and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way, but you're coming with us. I'm like, fuck you, it's going to be the hard way. Like, I went
100%.
kicking and fucking punching and biting and screaming. They dragged me out and like, you're going to be here till you're 18. Like, you're stuck here now. And they were dragging me out of this van. And I just remember like looking over and seeing my parents. I'm like, I fucking hate you. Like, fuck you. Like, screaming at them. Like,
Rightfully
no idea
so.
where I am. Don't know what city I'm in. Don't, like, nothing. It's middle of the night.
So they set this all up.
There was no surgery. So talk about trust issues and abandonment issues.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Your mom lies to you, says she's going into a
That she
surgery,
might die.
wants to see you, flies you to Mexico, then flies your dad in to trap you, to take you to what? Where do they take you?
Yes, exactly. So it's called, the real name for these is called the WASP programs, WWASP, Worldwide Association of Specialty Programs. They kind of put them out as these, like a behavioral modification program for juvenile delinquents type thing. But really it was a cult. So I never realized that, actually. Like, I just kind of was like, oh yeah, this thing for fucked up kids.
Yeah.
It was run by Mormons, so it was all
Shocker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, every time with
I
the
know,
Mormons,
I
bro.
know.
Every time. I'm sorry, but it's
Yeah, run by Mormons. They're all over the U.S., right? So they were kind of dotted all around. And then there was one, when I went, there was one in Mexico, in Ensenada, so just past Tijuana, which is the one where I went to.
So that's where you figured out. How long did it take you to figure out you were in Ensenadas?
Well, it was the next day.
Okay.
So, and then there was one in Jamaica and one in Costa Rica.
None in Utah?
Most people, there was definitely one in Utah.
Okay.
Yeah. Most people just went to the ones in the U.S. And then if you really fucked up there or were defiant or running away or whatever, then they'd ship you to Mexico. Well, my parents were like, we're just going to fucking ship her to Mexico to start with. The worst of the worst. Like,
What kind of kids are in there?
Oh, God, there was such a mix. I mean, there were like girls that had been jumped into gangs or tricked out into prostitution at age like 11, 12. And then there was like a Mormon girl that her parents found a little note she'd written to her friend that they were going to sip cider on the weekend, and they sent her down there. So it was a big mix.
Oh, my God.
They were all Americans. I was the first and only Canadian there. And so Netflix just came out on a documentary about where I was last year. And it was the #1 watched show on Netflix for like 3 months. And it's called the program Cons, Cults, and Kidnapping. They kidnap the kids and send them to... Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I was. Yeah. And it's based on the one in Utah. is the one that it's all filmed in, and girls that were at the one in Utah. And one of the girls there had come from Mexico. So eventually the federales raided the one that I was in after I got out and shut it down.
If the federales are raiding shit,
They raided it and shut it down and put all the kids in buses and dropped them all off at the border because they were all American. So it got shut down by the Mexican federale.
How long were you there?
From 14 to 17.
Damn. So how'd you get out early?
So I'd been having these like health issues and stuff, and my parents were kind of like, what is going on here? Like, they're not taking care
now they
of
care?
the kids. Yeah, now they care. And you have to go through levels, and once you get to certain levels, you get certain privileges. Like there's no phone calls, no nothing to home at all for the first longest time you're there. And once you get up to certain things, then you can have like a home visit. So you have to get to like go home, and then your parents send you back. And this happens constantly.
How
right?
traumatic is this? This is traumatizing on children.
So on a home visit, I managed to convince them to not send me back. But I was 17. I would have aged out at 18 anyways.
Okay.
But so in that documentary, they break it all down and who was actually running it, where the money was going. And they break it all down that it's child trafficking. It's like, it's moving children around for profit, right? So they're trafficking children through all these programs for all this profit, and they're not helping them. There's no help. Like, if she watched it, she knows. Yeah.
So what's a day in and day out like there?
Yeah. So the part that was really fucked up about it is it was cult. It was a cult, and they did these brainwashing seminars that we had to do every week the whole time we were there.
Like what?
Like, they used techniques that like Hitler had used when he was doing experiments brainwashing Jews and stuff, like actual brainwashing techniques. And so they were doing this to us, all these children, constantly the whole time we were there. And it's to like break you down to then try to build you back up into what they are trying to make you to be.
Are they pushing the LDS religion on you guys or no?
No, it wasn't about religion.
Okay.
But it was... Yeah, just like it was messed up. So like getting out of there, and like those are such formative years of your life, like 14 to 17. Like you're growing, your brain's growing, you're
hormones
learning
are
things.
kicking in.
Yeah, and so to just be like in this brainwash cult the whole time, like that fucked me up. Like I was fucked up in the head after that for a really long time.
Did you start to? Was there ever a point where you were like, okay, this is a cult, or was it working on you?
Oh no, I
into the program?
I fought it the whole way through.
For sure.
The whole way through. I like played nice and like jumped through the hoops, but I was never believing, like I was never drinking the Kool-Aid.
Were you watching other kids?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. But I just knew. So again, this is where like being super smart came into play.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up, so there's 6 levels. The first 3 are called lower levels, where you just have no privileges at all. So you're also like, we just have nothing. Like you have no personal belongings, no nothing. You're not allowed to shave, not allowed to pluck your eyebrow, like just nothing, you know? And then you weren't allowed to speak because we're in Mexico, so there's no freedom of speech, no this. So you weren't allowed to speak at all, ever. You had to get permission to open your mouth and talk.
These young children are, oh my God.
For the first 3 levels, yeah, you can't talk.
How long did the first 3 levels last?
It takes most people like a year and a half to get to like upper levels. I did it in 3 months because I was just like, I'm gonna fucking play this game. It's that brain of mine, right?